Wayne Swan, thanks for your time.
It's very good to be with you, Brian, and good evening.
Your budget seems to have received widespread approval from both the market and commentators.
Yes, and we're very grateful, Brian, because it's no easy trick. What we're trying to do here, obviously, on the one hand is to curb inflation, and on the other to build a surplus so that we can introduce very important government reform programs.
Going forward.
For working families. Can I say that,
Sure.
Brian? This is for working families. Working families is why we're doing this.
Going forward.
In the future, yes, Brian, yes.
Now, there's a lag with fiscal policy, isn't there?
By definition, there is always a lag with fiscal policy, Brian.
Going
yes.
forward.
But I might say that the budget contains those estimates and that money will come on stream, Brian, over time.
Going forward.
The point about that being that we will then be able to redress some serious policy failings from the past, Brian.
Going backwards.
What we don't want is the terms of trade to fall outside the range of estimates upon which we've predicated our assumptions about Australia's income.
Now, what if those assumptions are wrong?
Well, we don't think they are wrong, Brian. We think the terms of trade are going to increase by 16%.
Going forward.
Yes, Brian.
But what would happen if those assumptions are wrong?
Well, we don't think they are, but obviously if they were slightly wrong, we might have to pull back the estimate of the surplus slightly.
Yes, but that would affect the policy rollout, wouldn't it?
It would, to a degree, yes, Brian.
Oh, going sideways.
Brian, I might say if we're seriously out with those figures, we're going to have a much worse problem than simply, rejigging a few estimates.
Going broke.
Brian, we don't think the figures are wrong. We don't think the estimates are wrong.
OK, Mr Swan, what about unemployment? You're predicting an increase in unemployment.
Well, I think what we're saying here is that fundamentally the employment market in its very nature is changing.
Going forward.
What I'm saying, Brian, is that jobs themselves are changing.
Going overseas.
Well, not just that, Brian, but obviously the mining industry is a huge employer, but by definition people need to go to where the mining industry is.
Yes, and they're doing that, of course.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
Going west.
Yes, Brian.
I hope you're right, Wayne Swan, and thank you very much for your time today.
It's my pleasure as always, Brian.
I hope we'll speak again.
I'm sure we will.
Going forward.
Why do you keep saying going forward, Brian? What are you doing?
Oh, I just want to sound like an expert, that's all.
I reckon you're overdoing it slightly. An expert in what?
In saying going forward.
I'd mix the bowling up a bit, Brian.
Oh, that's not what the experts do. I was listening to radio all day today. That's what they say, going forward.
Get the car, Dave.
What are you going to do?
Going home.